What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some amazing new arrivals, drops coming soon at DLT Trading. This page will be linked right down below in the description so that you can easily find it. If you want to hang out and hear my commentary, you can. If you want to look this stuff up yourself, you can also do that. I'll make it super convenient for you. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay, guys, they finally dropped these things. This is one of the most sought after Sharp by Design. It probably is the most sought after Sharp by Design production knife in existence. This is the full size Sharp by Design Evo Typhoon. I get asked about this knife in my collection more often than almost anything else. It is absolutely one of my favorite knives ever. It is the reason that I consider Brian Nadeau to be one of the best knife designers ever. It is legitimately one of the best knives that you can get at this price point. I think this is probably Riyad's best work. This knife has been an amazing buy for many, many years. There are massive amounts of time in between these drops. So like the last time that these were available was when I got my Evo Typhoon. And if you guys remember that, that was a couple of years ago. It's been that long. These are, let's pull up one. In fact, I'm gonna let you guys know I bought one of these. I love these knives. I like supporting DLT Trading and Brian Nadeau. This is the exact version that I bought. These guys are 8.375 inches overall with a 3.75 inch blade. The ratios on these things are amazing. These are not custom Sharp by Design knives. These are production Sharp by Design knives. So they're manufactured by Riyad, but designed by Brian Nadeau. Whether you are interested in terms of a knife to put it in your collection, or you're interested because you actually want to EDC it, it'll be fine either way. I bought another one because I plan to carry this. I don't carry my other one because it's in Damasteel, and I told myself, hey, the next time they drop, I'll buy one for EDC. I just didn't realize it was gonna be like 2 years. Now they dropped the smaller ones, and there's definitely been some other models, but this is the first time that we've seen the full-size variants in a couple of years. So they still have some of the minis here or there, right? But the full-size ones, they have what people are referring to as the ventilated models for as low as $375. These have proprietary lipped detent systems, which means they will feel differently on flip than anything you have ever experienced. I constantly talk about how crisp this lipped detent system is, and everybody who's ever picked one of these up, who's like, I rolled the dice based on what you said. And they always tell me, holy crap, these really do feel different. These knives are incredible. So whether you want to go with one of the ventilated models, you want to go with one of the marble carbon fiber versions, which is what I want, or maybe you want a clip point version. Maybe you want the harpoon version. I think one of the most attractive blade shapes I've ever seen is actually the harpoon variant, which they still have right here in the black PVD. This is actually a really nice looking version of this black PVD with the marble carbon fiber, but then you have the beautiful harpoon fullered Tanto, I guess is what we're going to call this. It's the exact blade shape that I have on my Damasteel variant. These are unbelievably nice. And, check this out. I think they even knocked down the end of the pocket clip. So many people complained about how pointy the pocket clips were. They knocked those down. This is incredibly low in terms of hardware keeping the thing together. It's one screw, which is a T8 by the way, holding everything together from the back, and then we have, you can see how this comes together, and they do this on purpose for integrity, while not needing to have additional standoffs and, what's normally the case with that. When you have additional standoffs, you have to have additional screws, right? They eliminate that. So these things are unbelievably easy to maintain, unbelievably easy to take apart. They have the proprietary lip detent system. There's a reason that I consider this knife to be one of the greatest folding knives of all time, one of the best designs, it constantly makes these lists, and I know that once these are gone, there's going to be people complaining. I watched DLT sell 40 to 50 of these in the first day. I know that because I can see it through my affiliate numbers. So they must have ordered an absolute ton of these. That's great because people can actually get their hands on them. But this is, if you've ever been kind of on the fence about this model, don't sleep on this one. I don't say this too often, especially when we talk about super duper expensive knives. But if you're gonna spend this much on a knife one time in your life, in my opinion, if you value it, this is the time to do that. Again, look back at my content. It's not often that I'm really, putting a big emphasis on knives that cost this much money. I'm kind of like, well, it's for some people, there's that. This is one of those knives. So if you're thinking about it, that's the one that I would recommend. I needed to get this out there because I was like, there's a ton of these still available and people ask about them all the time. So I want to make people aware. Let's actually go to the new arrivals page because believe it or not, it's been a month since we've looked at DLT. I know a lot of people say, you just did this. It's actually been a month. This just dropped yesterday. Or I noticed that it popped up here. This is the S90V and Teal G10 Paramilitary 2, which is actually a super good deal in contrast to the standard one. S90V, I think, is legitimately one of the best compositions that you can get for this geometry, and it's Spyderco, so you can guarantee that heat treat is going to be on point. I actually really like the teal. I think this is a really nice color, and it's a lot different than the other PM2 colors that we generally see. So honestly, USA made S90V, the interesting G10 color, 164.50. And if you don't like the teal, this is honestly a really good base for customization because you're getting S90V, which is very stainless and has ridiculous edge holding capabilities. So if you've been holding out for a cool PM2, this might be the one to go with. We've got some new Bradford Guardian 3.2s in Magna Cut, which I don't know what I think about that as a fixed blade steel. I don't know enough. I think I'm actually about to sneeze, so if you have to listen to that in your headphones, I would say volume down, because I try not to scream when I sneeze, but it's involuntary. This looks really cool. This the Spartan Blades version of the K-bar, or K-bar, however you like to say that, right? People will correct me one way or another. I like that we have this FDE, what I assume is PVD on here. So this is, I would imagine, the same type of, it's Craton G. Oh, these are in Magna Cut. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. So these are made in the USA, Magna Cut. It's done by Spartan Blades, who, if you're not familiar with Spartan Blades, they have unbelievable fit and finish. They are absolutely worthy of this tier. Generally, you see this in folding knives, but then again, their folding knives cost a bit more money, right? So some people, for some people, that's going to be too much for a fixed blade. If you're really, really into USA manufacturing, and you're also, into the aesthetic or just the history of this knife, this might be one to pick up. What did it say? They were coming. I'll pull this up in the black version, and we can see exactly when it's coming. Usually, does it actually say? Notify me. It just says coming soon. Well, I don't know. It's coming soon. I mean, if they have it on the main page, if we go to the drops page, it'll list it and say when. Coming soon. Okay, these are available. Oh, we got a Nottingham Tactical and Chad Nichols Vigilante. So this says 2 hours and 3 minutes. I'm recording this on a Friday morning. So by the time you guys are seeing this, this will have dropped. But that's cool, right? I know people are like, why don't you record it right before? Because it's Saturday and I want to be with my family. Come on now, guys. Come on now. Try to do this as quick as I can. Just arguing with imaginary people. I don't know. I don't know exactly when those are dropping, but worth checking on for sure if you're interested in that aesthetic or that model. We got a couple of pens here: Spartan Blades, graphite titanium pen, tied to mass. Whoa, that is a fancy pen. Holy moly! Bunch of new Microtechs. There's always new Microtechs. We're finally at a point where you can pretty much get like almost whatever Microtech OTF you want. I mean, if it's an Ultratech. they keep making a lot of it's probably not that they're making more serrated stitches than anything else. It's that the regular bladed versions are just getting bought up. I am definitely seeing more Sith Lord variants of the Ultratech here and there. So this, God, I mean, it's expensive, but what a good looking fixed blade. That is so Rambo, man. That is so Rambo. Does it come off the, yeah! Oh, I love it. That is so classic. Yeah, look at that handle too, man. Man, sometimes fixed blades like this really get me with the guard. 13¼ inches, blade steel's PD1. I don't know a lot about that steel. Introducing the Nottingham Tactical and Chad Nichols Vigilante, a true masterpiece in survival knives. This hollow handle knife is expertly crafted with precision and durability in mind, making it a reliable tool for any outdoorsman, etc., etc. I'm not going to sit there and read all of that, but wow, that's pretty cool. Well, congrats to the people who got those. I couldn't imagine that they will hang around super long, even at $1,000. There's always people going, for $1,000, I doubt those. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but you'd be surprised how quickly some of this stuff goes, especially when you put Chad Nichols in there, right? It's just, you know, the more you dig into the history behind this territory in the knife world, if you're new, right, and you're just constantly questioning the sanity of people who are knife enthusiasts, the more you dig into it, the less standoffish you become about the prices, because you understand, you know, the nature of this stuff, why people want to collect it, right? But yeah, it's your journey, right? If you want to be angry while you go on it, then that's up to you. Medford Praetorian T's and S90V. I've always said, if you're gonna pick up one of these Medfords, wait for the ones in S90V. That's the way to go. I mean, if you really want to squeeze every last dollar out of them, right? These are the big boys. Holy moly! Not the ultra thick ones, right? Slim middies, if you want a Medford that has, you know, cutting geometry that will work, at least, I'm not saying the big ones don't work. They do. You just have, it's just really cumbersome for lackluster cutting geometry. If you want a Medford with cutting geometry that is, you know, makes a little more sense. Let's see here. Can we see? They're not going to show it from the side. They really should have. It's 125 thousandths, which some people's brains are being blown apart, right? The MIDI, the Slim MIDI, M-I-D-I Marauder, is probably the most practical design that Medford does. So lots of different versions of that, and in S90V. Honestly, you know, American made. Some of the prices there aren't terrible. We're finally getting back to some of these attention to detail. Like, I need to handle another one. The one that I handled, I was kind of, but maybe it was an older one, right? I still, some people are telling me to give those another chance. So we're back into the Sharp by Design Evo Typhoons here. Some new flashlights, some wild tour fixed blades. We've got some TFF1 Fat Daddies. I haven't seen those in forever. S45VN. Let's see. More Microtechs. Always more Microtechs. Ultratech Black Handle Damascus. Okay, it's kind of neat. Keep going. It's not that I am not appreciative of the Ultratechs, which I just see a lot of them. The White River Ursus 45 and 3V. That's a nice looking fixed blade. And I don't know a lot about White River. I feel like I've had one. Yeah, these are USA. 3V with that FDE coating there. Yeah, that's a nice looking knife. It's a nice looking fixed blade at $275. That's the kind of, you know, fixed blade that I would spend extra money on. I mean, yeah, you can get a less expensive fixed blade, sure. But anyways, Rockstead Cheese, Small Sabenza, William Henry B10. These are, god dang, some crazy kind of San Mai going on right there. More Small Sabenzas, large Sabenza Tanto right here. There's actually still quite a few large Sabenza Tantos left. A bunch of those have sold. I mean, they'll always, the Chris Reeve knives, one way or another, will always sell out, right? And as soon as they sell out, then people start going, why don't they make more? It's just there's people just sit around and wait for things to sell out so that they can complain that they're sold out. Mini Keffert, Fin and Bone Magnacut Bog Oak. What is this? It doesn't say the name, it's just describing it. These are all Bark River, or maybe many of them are. I know those are super popular. I've never actually looked at them. I mean, not like physically handled them. I just noticed that DLT deals a lot in them and they seem to sell. Again, something that will sit for a little bit and then eventually sell. I think these are larger ones. So if you're into that stuff, there you go. Heretic Cleric 2. Still one Riot XOK Karambit. I knew that those would sell. Doesn't surprise me. You know, I made that meme a while back that the one that's always left is the Coyote or the Tan. And that's always the case, right? There's always one. My favorite color is tan. Well, that's good because there will always be one left for you. It's everybody else's least favorite color. And then we're back to, I think, some of these newer Spydercos that we talked about the last time that I did. So actually quite a few pages of new things. These are all still listed as coming soon. I talked about these in the last video. Just real quick recap. The Subvert in 20 CV is interesting. Yes, even at $420, still tempting. The most interesting thing is probably the Spyderco Tenacious and CPM M4. A lot of people are going to say $133 for the Spyderco Tenacious. CPM M4. I don't know about you, but I'll pay that extra markup for M4 over 8CR13 MOV. I would rather my blade be made of tinfoil and Play-Doh than 8CR13 MOV. That is absolutely interesting to me at that price point. Everything else here I think we've kind of already covered to the point where it's not worth bringing anything back up again. Should we go one more page that I want to check out is the Restocks page. Tell you guys, you cannot check this page enough. They will drop secrets. Watch, I'll look through it and there won't be anything, but they will drop secret awesome stuff in this page when they restock. They'll restock. They'll get shipments of things. They'll be like one or two extra, like, whoops, we forgot. We found a couple more hinderers or something. And they'll put them on this page and they'll sit there for a bit because people won't check this page. It's definitely something that I check almost every single day, just in case. Doesn't look like there's anything right now, but it is absolutely worth it. I really wish that every retailer would do this. I've noticed that a couple of other retailers have done this. Not because I'm yelling like everybody should do this. I think they've just realized it's a good idea. The Restocks page is an excellent idea, and oftentimes it ends up being that I grab things that I've been looking for a long time that nobody else seems to have stocked because they won't list the restocks sometimes right on the front page as a new arrival. Sometimes they'll list it with everything else, you know, that was previously listed from a few days ago that sold out, right? So it doesn't make that front page. I think it should, but it's nice that they have a Restocks page so that people can just check it. I don't know that there's really any reason to keep talking about this stuff since we've reached we've reached the point where we're back to where I was in the last video, but really big emphasis on these. I don't want people to miss out on these. These are excellent knives. If you're a collector, this belongs in your collection. If you're somebody who uses their knives, you will love to use this knife. Or if you're just somebody who's like, I want something one and done, and I came from a part of my life where I told myself there's no way in hell that I would ever spend that much money on a knife, but now I'm kind of tempted. I just want to make sure it's the right one. This is that one. It really is. I've been saying this pretty much the whole time I've been running the channel. This is absolutely one of the best buys, for sure. So check these out. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.